War. War never changes.
What is up, guys? HecticSherlock here, coming at you with a brand new quest mod called the Red Scare, or just Red Scare. This is a fairly new quest mod, actually. It's made by TrevSwaf. The description reads, Red Scare is a Fallout 4 quest mod that takes place in Concord. In Red Scare, players meet a ghoul named Michael Eckert, who's in the backyard of his pre-war home. He explains to the player that his father abandoned the family shortly before the Great War. Eckert was only an infant and wants to know what happened. He suspects the sealed disaster shelter behind the home contains his answers. Now Michael needs the sole survivor's help to get in, investigate the Eckert house, fight through the raider-infested family-owned hardware and lumber, open the mysterious underground shelter, and uncover the troubled story of father, businessman, extreme nationalist, anti-communist, and severely paranoid Amos Eckert. It says, Red Scare uses a silent protagonist. Please enable dialogue subtitles to read player dialogue. To access the content of Red Scare, travel to Concord. Michael is behind the houses between the Red Rocket and the city. Credits go to himself, his cast, or the voice actors Eric Peterson, Kevin Kuto. He also gives a special thanks to Gideon Beebe and Brandon Austin. Without further ado, guys, let's jump right into it. Alright guys, so here we are in Sanctuary, as usual. This is where we usually start off. In the description, I know it said it was in Concord. So that's where we're gonna go, but first, I noticed I had like a little quest marker, that had nothing to do with the Red Scare quest, and I was like, well, I did just get this new weapon. It's called the CP35. It's from the last quest mod I played, the Kelly household. That's the questless quest mod that was made more or less for the PS4. It was made without custom scripts, so like there was no quest marker or actual quest that you could go on to do the mod. But it was a pretty good mod, a pretty good story, made by Neher. Great mod creator. Anyway, this weapon right here, this target assisted weapon that I'm shooting, is from that mod, and I don't know if it has homing capabilities. It kind of appears to have homing capabilities, but I don't know if it's actually homing or not. But it's a cryogenic / energy based weapon. It's really cool. Target assisted. Obviously, as you can see, like when you target an enemy, a little red diamond appears above their head, and it makes it easier for you to spot them and aim at them. So I just wanted to try it out more, get a little bit more feel of it, showcase it more, maybe get you guys interested in the weapon and trying the Kelly household mod. It's a really good mod. But here we are in Concord. I tried to show you exactly where I was in Concord. Didn't work out too well. As you can see, there's nothing really to show exactly where I am, but I'm in the entrance part of Concord, where you kind of like first get there. The house is like, it would, I guess, if you're walking from the Red Rocket to Concord, it would be on your right.
Excuse me.
Huh? You need something. That's a poor question to ask a stranger, don't you think? I'm Michael Eckert. Before the bombs dropped, I lived here. Couple of centuries later, and I'm home sweet home. But, I can't seem to get into our bunker. You know, food, and water, and stuff. Listen, Smoothskin, I'll be honest with you. This was my home pre-war, but I was only a baby. I came back to find what happened to my father. We got separated before the bombs, but Ma never told me the story. I know you don't owe me anything, but I don't think I can do this myself. So, would you help me out? Thank you. I don't know much about my father, but it would probably be best to start at our house. Here, I kept Ma's house keys after all these years. Be careful. Some lowlifes broke in and would hold up the past few days. Probably using it as a drug den. Let me know when you find something.
I don't know. I'm wondering what's. So he kept the house keys for all these years, but there's people already in there. So I'm sure if I just knocked on the door, they would politely let me in, right? If I just said, "Hey guys, you mind if I come in to use the bathroom?" I don't know, some excuse. No, not really, but seriously, I mean, it's weird. It's like, do I really need the key if there's people already in there? Just walk in like, "Hey, what are you guys doing in my house?" When I first stepped inside, I could already hear footsteps, like coming from upstairs. Ninja skills are ninja. Like, those footsteps are just so loud. Very off-putting. So, never mind my bad aim right there. Actually, my aim was so perfect, I was actually aiming at the railings and not the dude. I only aimed at him at the end because he got in the way.
This is Amos Eckert, U.S. Army Sergeant, retired. These tapes will serve as a record of my investigation. No one in this town knows it, but global thermonuclear war is imminent. The Reds, the Chinese, they're targeting us. To make matters worse, I have reasonable suspicion to believe a communist agent is here in Concord. I swore an oath to protect the Constitution from threats, foreign and domestic. I'll be damned before a red bastard hurts my community, or my family.
So, who we just heard speaking was Eckert's father, Amos. I said Eckert. That was his father speaking. He said nobody in this town knows it, but we're on the verge of thermonuclear war. He was right, but somehow he knew it and he was in the town. That's a paradox. No, I'm just kidding. I won't really be reading this terminal to you guys. If you want to, always just pause the video. You can read it yourself. More or less, there's just some stuff on it. A note, I guess, from his wife that he left to Julia, and I guess these are emails, more or less. They're talking about Amos in the emails. They're talking a bit about Amos. It seems he suffers from post-war. I guess post-war trauma, more or less. just after the war, he came back very paranoid, and I don't know. I don't know what to really call that. Just paranoia, I guess. But it seems the last one, Nancy decided to leave because Amos wouldn't come out of the bunker, and she was afraid for her and her son, and so she decided to leave. And she said she tried several times banging on the bunker door to get Amos to come out, but he wouldn't come out. So it's a pretty interesting story so far. With reading the terminal, though, we got the location of, I believe, the house key that leads into the basement, and it seems to be
We need the key.
In the shop, or in the store he owned, or managed, one tell of them. So that's where we're going to go next. I was freaked out. I had thought that was an actual person at first. So yeah, it's Eckert's Hardware and Lumber. So this is his store. This was the shop he owned. As soon as you get in there, there's some enemies. So I went in guns a-blazing. And by guns a-blazing, I mean ninja stars are throwing. So he ran right into my bullet. I was aiming at, I guess, what appears to be a shelf and some other things that combined together look like an actual person with a gun, but it's that CP35 is pretty epic, guys. Gotta say, you might want to get yourself one. It's a pretty decent loot dungeon, I guess. Not really a loot dungeon, but you know what I mean when I say loot dungeon. Like, there's a lot of loot and goods in here that you can grab. So we got the key, and we see another holotape and another terminal. So we're gonna go ahead and listen to the holotape.
I found a wire under the counter in the store. How long could it have been here? 3 days? A week? I'm not sure the last time I cleared the place for bugs. If someone's been taping it, then they had to have been a regular. It's not safe here. I've got to get home.
So, again, always pause it, read the terminal for yourself, but looks like he's talking about his inventory in this one. In this, he, which is creepy, but he takes note of the customers that frequent his store, and he takes note of them, and I guess one person he saw in particular, or was weary of in particular, was Sokolov. He says he comes in pretty often, buys a lot of chemicals. He's not sure what Sokolov does with it, but Sokolov drinks vodka frequently and apparently drops packages in trash cans. So Sokolov might actually be a drug dealer who just happens to be Russian. Coincidence, but this all ties into the fact that he found a wire, or he thinks he found a wire under his desk, which, of course, I guess, if you're paranoid, would drive you over the absolute deep end. So we found the key, though, so we're going to go back and see what's down there in the basement. I was wondering how was Dogmeat already walking the other way? Like, he was just already in here waiting, like, I've been waiting for you, master. Dogmeat? How did you get in here?
If I can get the audio off this thing, find the day of the first recording, cross it with the people at the store that day. Not now, Nancy. I'm busy. I said I'm busy! Don't you understand what I'm doing here? I'm trying to save us! Shut up, shut up, shut up! I'm trying to protect us from those communists, and you've always been a thorn in my side, every step of the way! It's like you're supposed to stop me. Oh no. This whole time, I've been looking everywhere but in front of me. You're the spy. They brainwashed you, programmed you to spy on me. Stay away from me. No, get away. Get the hell away from me.
Okay, these voice actors are on point. Like, wow, just great voice acting. But it seems Amos, after going over the deep end, or maybe he went over the deep end with this scenario or encounter he had with Nancy, particularly this one time where he suspected and accused Nancy of being the spy that was sent to spy on him. He was obsessed with this idea that there was a spy sent to spy on him. Just paranoia from the war and communism. Communism is a very scary thing, guys, and take it from Amos here, it ain't no joke. He turned on Nancy and he pushed them away. So I guess that's why when we saw in the terminal that Nancy was trying to get into the bunker and talk to Amos, he wasn't having it. Probably because this had just happened. So she took her son and left. And so we see in this terminal he's been telling Sokolov, and he has this weird quote in there, but most importantly, we opened the bunker through this terminal. So now we get to go see what's in the bunker. We're expecting to see maybe Amos alive. I doubt it. It has. I'm sure it's been a very long time since. Oh, maybe it couldn't have been that long. Well, I guess we'll just see. I already hear something. Sounds like a radio. Safe to say that's a radio.
I have heard that they have taken over the castle, which I guess was theirs a long time ago, but hasn't been for a while. It had been full of fish or monsters.
Well,
Monster fish?
this is Amos, guys.
I don't know.
We see two medics next to him. He's nothing but a corpse now.
That's good for them.
So we're gonna play this. I'm guessing this is the last
I
holotape.
could feel the earth shake from down here. The rad scans confirm it. It happened. Everything, everyone, was gone. Nancy, Michael, I couldn't save any of them. And the way I left things, my last words to her, oh God. Oh God.
So it seems while he was in this bunker, the bombs had failed, and he's feeling deep regret for what's happened. You know, he's feeling very bad for how things ended. And his final words to Nancy: "The feels, guys, the feels. This is why. If you love someone, always let them know that. Even if you're mad, let them know you love them, because you never know when the bombs will fall." So in this one, he leaves a frantic message saying that they know they're here, they're coming to get him. And I think that's when Nancy was banging on the bunker for him to come out. We also see in these last two logs that he was coming to terms with the fact that he had a mental illness. Maybe the medics was helping him, or maybe it killed him. But either way, I think maybe it was helping him realize that he had some issues, and he felt that he was in the wrong. The thing that's interesting to note, though, in his last log number 2, we see why with the multiple eyes, and it just ends there. If I had to guess, maybe something with the medics happened, and we saw that the chair was against the wall. His body was adjacent to the desk. Maybe he reacted to it wrong, and he, jumped up from the chair and just keeled over and slumped down on the side of the desk. Or maybe it was foul play, guys. Maybe someone killed Amos. I mean, look at all the debris and stuff that's on the ground beside the desk and beside where his body was, and the way the chair is pushed. Maybe there was a struggle. What do you guys think? Do you guys think it was foul play that someone besides Nancy actually came and killed him? Or do you think he died from the medicine? Leave your comments down below. What do you guys think happened to Amos?
Mikey, yeah? Call me crazy, but I can remember a voice calling me that. Well, thanks, Smoothskin. None of this would have come to light without you. Here, some caps for your trouble. One thing about living for 200 years, you find a lot of caps. See you around, Smoothskin.
And that's it, guys. That's the end of the mod. That is Red Scare. Pretty simple mod. Nothing too extravagant. We got a story, beginning, middle, and an end. I guess I would rate this mod, I guess for what it was, a 6.5. It wasn't a terrible mod. It wasn't an extravagant mod either, but I mean, I don't know if it was made to be extravagant either, so a 6.5 I think is fair. I think that's a fair rating. What would be interesting though is if the mod creator, Trev, if he, I don't know, maybe if he went the route, made another mod, made a Red Scare 2 maybe, and followed up on the idea or the fact that it was foul play, because I sort of, for one, kind of think that foul play was had here. On Amos, I think someone killed him, honestly. I mean, the first log he made, He was very frantic, very scared. He says, they know I'm here, they are coming to get me. And then in the last 2 logs, he was very sane, very forthcoming about his actions, realizing the mistakes he had made. And I don't know if he made the holotape before or after those logs. See, I don't know, maybe he made the holotape after log 1, or maybe he made it after his first note. But he made the holotape, and then he made the logs, or something happened. I'd love to see a part 2, maybe, if the mod creator's up to it. What do you guys think? Would you like to see a part 2? Of course you'd like to see a part 2. Who wouldn't? This is a decent mod. But yeah, that's it. Huh. Well, if he does make a mod 2, you can be sure I'll be playing it. Thanks again for watching, guys. You guys rock. Drop a like if you liked what you saw. Subscribe for more. And as always, guys, peace. And it's weird, because I don't know where Mother came from. And if I had to guess, Mother is Moira. This is Moira. She turned into a feral ghoul. Well, I think a legendary glowing ghoul, actually. But seriously though, I checked all those rooms back there, so where did she come from exactly?